Salute everybody. This is Lawrence E. Allen. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have a thinking class. We are live right now. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going today. Shout out to you, Jay. What's going on? What's going on all the way across the pond? Shout out to you, brother. Let's get it going. Let me drop this music. I really want to play. I got to play. I need to really get it going. Thou shalt not complain. Woo! Thou shalt have thy own. Thou shalt not complain. Oh my God, we are in the midst of a cancel culture who complains and whines about every single thing. Let me put my banner up one thing. There we go. That complains and whines about everything under the sun. There we go. Let's get some lights going on here. Here we go. Let's get these lights right. Who complains and whines about everything under the sun that doesn't go their way. I have not seen so many people whine and complain. As they would say, give me some cheese with all that wine. So many people are stuck in the place of complaining. Thou shalt not complain. No, it's not in the Bible. So don't even try to say, well, I didn't see that in the Bible. I ain't trying to say no Bible scripture. I'm saying thou shalt not complain. When you have a generation of people who are entitled, who have not worked for anything, who has not done anything to contribute to society, they become entitled. And what happened is, they begin to complain how things are not going their way. So it is amazing the amount of people, especially with this cancel culture, that are so into complaining about everything. I don't like the music. I don't like the way this is going. I don't like what they said to me. I don't like what they done to me. I don't like this. Everything is a complaint, because if you ever look at their life, what do they really have, or what have they really accomplished to have that much time to complain? You think about it, even with the cancel culture. Why they have so much time to go troll under somebody else's posts or go protest somewhere else? You don't have no kind of life. When you have a life of your own, your complaints begins to go down because you're doing something. You preoccupied with you and yours and your community. So this whole thing, thou shalt not complain, we need to really look at these people. And then I'm going to give a link to, I'm going to get a link already real early. And you want to come up and you want to share, you got something you want to share about this. Oh, I got the wrong place, the wrong thing. You can come up, but thou shalt not complain. Somebody's complaining about the people who travel. Some people are complaining about the people who got game. Somebody traveling about because you got a hat on. Somebody complaining about, man, I've never seen so many people who don't do nothing have the most complaints. What's going on, Joe Blast? It's amazing. The people who don't do nothing don't have the most complaints. Let me say that again.
Execute Order 66.
What's going on? Sandra, good to see you. The people with the most complaints normally are the people who do the least amount of work, but they got the most time to find something to complain about. I don't like this church. This church, they ain't doing nothing. They don't serve communion right. The pastor preached too long. He does this. She does this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this restaurant. This restaurant, they always serve both burnt toast, and I want my mashed potatoes with a little bit of butter. It's old. Okay, somebody, let me see what's going on outside. It's always the person who has the most complaints. The most complaints. I heard some cars outside. I don't know what was going on. I'll make sure I clean my car. Hold on, let me make sure. It's those with the most complaints. Let me get my car. I'll make sure my car is. All right. And it's amazing because, there we go. I'm sorry, I'm back. It's those with the most complaints have so much to say, and they don't do anything. They don't do anything. It's those who complain the most about the opposite sex that normally don't have the opposite sex. Those who complain about men normally don't have men. Those who complain about women ain't successful with women. What's going on? What's going on? You good to see you. It is amazing. Those who complain about the other normally are not doing what they need to do. So it's amazing the amount of people who complain. Well, I don't like the dating pool because of what's going on. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to sit back and get a whole book of complaints and worries and things to talk about, set up YouTube channels about your complaints? Or are you going to put some action with your complaints? Check the percentage of people who complain about something. Normally do not accomplish many things. See, when you're accomplishing something or you moving towards a designated direction, guess what happens? Your complaints go down because you realize you're not giving your power of complaint, of course. You're giving your power away to whatever you're complaining about. So these discords and these Twitter feeds and this complaining about this, what this one ain't doing, you will find out, and I'm going to get to what I really want to talk about. You will find out that the people who put forth action, who does something about what they're complaining about, and actually switch from complaining to action, your lives begin to change. But let me give a caveat. Complaining doesn't take effort. Do something about it does. Simple. Very true. And here's the thing. And this is the thing I think a lot of people miss. In their time of complaining and woe is me and this ain't right, this ain't got. This is the key thing that most people miss. And I had to do it today. When you're on the side of complaining about women, complaining about men, complaining about money, complaining about the market, complaining about this, you forgot to do the most powerful thing that you can do. And that is to be thankful. If you begin to focus your mind on being thankful and taking actions, you will see the course of your life begin to change right in front of you. How many times have you heard on YouTube or Instagram that someone told you to take a time and to be grateful and to gratitude, to be thankful? So thou should not complain to thou shalt be thankful. When you do that, your eyes will begin to open. You begin to become thankful for what you have right in front of you. You might not have everything that you want, but you have enough of something so that you can move forward. When you take your eyes off of your complaint and become thankful for what you do have, then you can take actions to what you can have. And most people, especially in these spaces, they forget to be thankful that, you thankful that you did not choose that man. Thankful that you did not choose that woman. Thankful that, you know what? I can complain all day about this. What do I need to be thankful for? Who do I need to say thank you to? Let me say that again. Who do I need to say I'm thankful to? Let me give you some serious game. Let me give you some serious game. Some of you were so enamored about complaining about the situation, about the problem, about that man or about that woman. What's going on, Cerise? When you really need to be saying, thank you, I did not marry you. Thank you that we didn't last another month. Thank you that, you know what? I'm glad I got out of that problem or that situation. Instead of complaining about it, you need to thank them and thank the situation. Thank you. I appreciate it. I learned a lesson. What happens is, we talked about this last year, you end up repeating the lessons in life when you didn't learn the lesson and you're not grateful for the lesson. Some of you're complaining about something that you should be thankful for. You should be thankful that it didn't go any further with that individual. You should be thankful that, you know what? Oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't spend that money on that. You need to be thankful. You know what? I could have been a whole nother year spending with this individual and I would have been jacked up. You need to be thankful. Let me tell you what you need to be thankful for instead of complaining. You need to be thankful for the rejection. Some people have been listening to me now, have been rejected. You need to be thankful that she rejected you on that date. Thank you. I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you. See, when you change it from complaining into thankfulness, it propels you to where you need to go. You need to be thankful that that guy did what he did. Thank you. Now I know I don't need to deal with those type of men. You need to be thankful for the opportunity that was right in front of you. It changes your perception, but it changes your whole outlook. You need to be thankful. You know what? Thank you, I didn't get that car. Thank you, wait a minute, that I lost that car. Now I need to get my credit together so that I can get what I really want. Thank you that, oh man, this happened at this thing. Now I can say, instead of complaining about it, I can be what? Thankful. Literally said that the same thing to a young lady about a guy who broke up with her. Good. Get over it and keep pressing. Thank you so much. Right there. I promise you. Y'all whining and crying. You know who got to come out? Baby Huey got to come out. Where baby at? Baby, where you, baby? Where y'all, this is what y'all, he did this. Oh my God. I can't believe you left me. The church did me wrong. YouTube did me wrong. These women ain't for the streets. Y'all 304. Okay. I'm gonna complain. You have to get to the place where you thank the situation for not going the way it need to be. You never know your limits until you try to push through them. Each one will extend your limits. The one segment of developing healthy, realistic confidence. So true. You hurt a little now, but if he left you the way he did, he was never going to be what you need in the future. Let that sucker go. But as we will teach you, thou shalt. But as well teach you not to complain. Thou shalt not complain. I know I'm chopping up these words. But you shall not be complaining. You should be thankful that that joker, that girl that you had the Google eyes for, she fine, she got a big behind, and she's LDA. You got to see her. She just, oh my God, I don't know what to do. You should be thankful she left you. I'm almost want to say you should be thankful she played you up like that. You need to be thankful. You know what? She did that to you? Cool. This is the thing. Uh-oh, that's too hot. It's too hot. Let me get my lights right. You should be thankful that, okay, she left you. She did you wrong. She didn't tip them. What happens is, now when you, instead of complaining about it and getting on a whole YouTube channel and complaining about the women, complaining about the situation, you become thankful, and then you find a way that you can do something different. We got too many complainers. We got too many people who whine and cry and want somebody to have a pity party with them. Ain't nobody having a pity party for you. If you want a pity party, you got the wrong place. Let me say that again. If you want somebody to have pity for you, wrong place, wrong channel. What happens is when you get into a pity party and everyone's, oh, I'm so sorry for you. I wish it would go better for you. I wish it was like that. My mic. Let me get my mic together because it wasn't all the way. There we go. Oh my God, I don't believe it. This pity, he did this to me. He did. What happened when you get into a pity party? It sinks you deeper down into depression, and you want somebody to feel sorry for you. Ain't nobody going to feel sorry for you for what you done chose to do. You need to be thankful, as Sandra said, that guy left. You need to be thankful that she did what she did.
You need to be thankful that you didn't get into that situation. When you become thankful for it, I mean, not just saying, yo, man, no, I'm talking about really thankful. When you really embrace it and say, you know what, man, I'm glad I sidestepped that. Now you open the door, what Jay was talking about, for opportunities to come your way. Many of the things we need to flip that we've been complaining about, we need to become thankful about. We need to show some gratitude. So you need to think. I wish I could name a situation, but I can't. I'm gonna say it this way. There was a situation where I was with someone. This was years ago. And I looked at the situation and I would complain about what happened, what took place between us, and how it didn't go right, and this and that. And I was complaining. And I had to think back at it. I said, you know what? I need to be really thankful that situation did not happen and did not go through. I didn't realize down the road what really I was going into, because I was blinded by the light. I was the one blinded by the kitty cat. I was blinded by what I seen. But when I go back and become thankful for that relationship that went sour, that went the wrong way, it opened up the door for me to do what I'm doing today. Let me say that again. Because that particular relationship went the wrong way, the bottom fell out of it. In a whole year, the bottom just went boop. And it was bad. And I said, man, but that was the catalyst that I needed for me to begin to study, to research, and begin to say, wait a minute. Thank you that this particular relationship, the bottom fell out. Now, I wasn't happy about it. I didn't feel good about it. I didn't like it. What's going on, Golden Child? But what I realized is that particular relationship was the catalyst for me to begin to research, to go to the library, read books, look what's inside of me. What do I do wrong? What did I choose that wrong? Why do I have this continuous cycle of this? What's going on, Lawrence? It began for me to really look and say, hey, wait a minute. Wait, bro, player. This relationship caused me to get me like they used to do when you was a kid. It put me in the corner. It put me in the corner and say, yo, LDA. Doc, what's going on? And what that did, it opened up the door for me to say, it wasn't all her. I played a part in it. I did something wrong. Because I was complaining, bro. I'm going to tell you, I was complaining, man, these women ain't nothing, man. They for the streets. And that wasn't a saying back then. These women I was complaining. And I was telling everybody, my mama, sister, brother, telling everybody about this situation. But at the same token, I had to go back and say, I'm thankful for what took place. It opened up the door back then for me to figure out how to do my own podcast. It wasn't called podcast, it was a Blog Talk Radio. Open up the door for that. For me to now to say, let me look at what I learned and from my mistakes, and this opened up the door for me to go to where I need to be at. I promise you, y'all better get this. So thou should not complain. Let me get what Sandra was saying. I seen something come up here. It's okay to feel sad, then think, why are you so sad? What about him or her was the best for you? If they could do this or that. People forget that he shall hide you. Right. Things, truth always reveals, right? And I'm here to tell you, if people were to really catch what I'm saying, Lawrence, it's good to see you, bro. Good to see you in a place to be. Y'all been complaining about these women and these women and these men. Yes, do self-reflection. Do not let anyone have that much power. And that's a real key right there. Y'all need to catch what I'm saying. I want you to really catch what I'm saying. It's when I really begin to get thankful. I watch when people call in to different shows and they complaining about the women that are here and the men that are here and things like that. I ain't complaining about them. I'm not going to complain. I may not like some things, but I'm not going to complain. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you, boo-boo, for showing me who you really are. Now I can leave. Now I know what I'm dealing with. You need to say, let me not get blinded by complaining. I say it because I need to talk about men or women. Let me see reveal who you really are. Now that you reveal who you really are, now I can be thankful that I didn't have to deal with you. Too many men, especially, I'm going to talk to the men on here, on these YouTube streets, complaining and whining about women. I promise you, I never understood that. How you can be complaining and whining about women? How you going to be complaining and whining about women when you made the choice to be with that individual? You can't live like that. I promise you, the most freeing thing you do is say, thank you. Thank you. The reason why let me say something. Let me say this. The reason why you complain about certain things, y'all need to catch this one. The reason why you complain about certain things, because you don't believe that you deserve better. The reason why let me say it. The reason why you complain about certain things, because you don't believe you deserve better. You think this is all there is. When you realize that you deserve better from life, from yourself, and those around you, your complaints becomes to a minimum because you have now strategically took your power back. The reason why thou shalt not complain and thou shalt own thy own or have thy own, because now it gives you back the power that you have freely given away to others in every situation. Let me say that again. When you stop complaining and realize who you really are, it gives you back your power that you have freely given to every situation, to every person, to everything that you have been complaining about. I promise you, this will change you. Yes, there's a couple I lost and complained about. Once the desperation, trying to hold on, were off, I saw the blessing in their exit. Thank you so much, Joe Baz. I saw the blessing in them exiting. Let me say that again. That's a good right there. I saw the blessing in them exiting. You complaining about somebody, wait, let me say it another way, because I think some of y'all, maybe y'all to get it. Some people were designed to exit out of your life. They were never just designed to stay in your life. But you holding on to something that you complaining about that should be exiting your life. You should be exiting things every day out of your life because it's a natural cycle of life. Things go in, they must come out. Some things should not stay. Some things should go. You complaining about the women, the men, the situations, this and that, this thing. You should be exiting some things so that some things can enter into your life. The reason, now we can go to a little bit esoteric stuff. It's the reason why things have not showed up in your life because you have not properly exited things in your life. The reason why certain things have not showed up in your life is because you have not properly exited things that should be out of your life. The reason why certain things are still in your life is because you have not properly exited things that should not be in your life. So you complain about it thinking that that's going to make a difference, not knowing that certain things should be out of your life. When I wanted to move, I began to pack away things and throw things away because I was preparing for my new. Let me say it another way. I was already in my new place while I was in my old place. But I realized certain things that I had in my old place could not go. So why complain about it when it was time to move that I didn't have a big enough truck if I realized that certain things really didn't need to go to where I was, to my future? Some of you are complaining about things, situations, people, family, whoever it may be, whatever it is in your life, not realizing those things really need to be exited out your life. You need to take you need to take a mental laxative, some smooth mood, some mental laxative, and flush some things out of your system. You need to take some smooth mood, sip the smooth mood tea, get some laxative, the one that look like chocolate, bite into it, and allow some things to exit out your life that you've been complaining about. You need to let those things go. I don't know why I switched to this, but someone needs to hear that. You need to take that mental laxative and let me let this go. Let me let this go. And then you need to be thankful so that you can stop complaining. See, what happens is, wow, thank you. Woo, thank you so much. The reason certain things have not showed up in your life is because they have not exited things properly. Right there, right there. The reason certain things have not showed up in my life is because I have not exited things properly. There you go. Thank you. There you go, Joe Blast, right there. You guys are on it today, right there. Facts, Lawrence. Mental constipation. So you're complaining because you cannot release what you need to release. You cannot let go what you need to let go. You have not let go that woman hurt you. You have not let go that you got for $200 and you went on a date and you didn't get what you think you should have got. You mad because that guy got what he got from you and you didn't get nothing from him. You mad. You get all that stuff sitting inside of you and you have mental constipation. Just keep it 100. And so what happens is you find other people who are just as constipated as you, who are just as bloated as you are. And then you go into this whole thing that what's going on, Ted? You go into this whole thing that you are now you go into a place of complaining. You start complaining. And when someone is complaining, you have for sure, you have definitely seen that they have are constipated mentally. I don't care, from the pulpit to the White House to the whatever. They are mentally constipated because they cannot stop complaining about the situation. Think about it. If someone's constantly complaining about this, constantly complaining about that, that means they're in a mental loop that they have not got out of. Let me read what Sandra wrote right here. The reason certain things have not showed up in my life is because I have not exited things properly. Certain things will not show up in your life when you have not mentally, spiritually, financially, relationally, let them exit, some things exit out of your life. And so when they are sitting, when your new is knocking at your door, but your old is sitting on the other side of the door, there's never going to be any movement. And so you get in the place of complaining. You get in a place, or even in your prayers or whatever you're doing, to complain. God, why this ain't working out? Why this happened to me? Why? You're in a place of that place. It's because you have not let go of the things that's causing you mental constipation. Take the mental laxative and let some things go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me say this. Let some things go that people have done that you're complaining about. Let some things go. And this is not to say that you don't acknowledge them. This is to say, you know what? You no longer have power over me. You no longer have the right to say anything to me. You don't even affect me. I don't even give a flying flip. Why? It's because thou shalt not complain. Thou shalt have their own. It's when you realize the foundation of your life is owning your power, owning who you are, owning what shows up in your life and what exits your life, that you will stop complaining. And when you become thankful, grateful, I promise you, you become grateful, it changed everything. I'm gonna throw this link in here. You want to come up? You got something you want to share on what we're talking about? Don't be telling me about chicken wings and how your mother braided your hair and how your grandmama took this. I don't want that ain't this show. But if you have something you want to say on what we're talking about, on where you were stuck in complaining and whining and this ain't going right and these people did this to me, it's the white man that's doing it, it's the black man that's doing it. Okay, what you gonna do about it? Let me say something now. This is going to be a little controversial. We could complain about civil rights and all that kind of stuff, but until we change the legislation and begin to put in power who got our best interests, we got to shut the hell up about complaining about certain things. Yeah, don't be talking about chicken wing. Yeah, you know how people started the day. I remember when I had my chicken wing dinner, and I don't want to hear about your chicken wing dinner. I don't want to on the subject. If you want to come up, and I know, come on, I got to see who you are. Don't come up here trying to do a strip cheese show. I don't got no time for that. This is the real deal. Thou shalt not complain. Thou shalt have their own. When you have your own, when you first take back your power. Next, when you realize the power of your choice, when you have the power to say, I don't really have to deal with you, I really don't have to interact with you, you become most powerful. It's amazing when people begin to realize how powerful they are and how much power they give away. And you got to realize, I'm going to say this again, the flip side of this, some people enjoy complaining. Put a number 1 in the chat room. If you know someone you know who enjoys complaining, put a number 1 in the chat room. You know someone who they thrive off of complaining. Put a number 1 in the chat room. Put a number 1 in the chat room. You know someone who enjoys, they just get off on complaining. They just, every time you look around, they damn complaining. Let's put a 1 in the chat room. Every time you look around, they complaining. The ones I know. Right. If you know someone who is they have mastered the art of complaining. They can start a conversation that sound like they're going the right track, but all of a sudden they have the art of turning the situation around by what you're talking about, and then they begin to tell the story about their complaint about how somebody did they wrong, how they had to rob Peter to pay Paul, how the chicken wing they went to Popeye's chicken and they asked for a 6-piece and they only got a 4-piece. They asked for mashed potatoes and they got rice. They have everything around them seems like everything is a complaint to them. They went on a date and the date left them. Went on a date and the guy, he forgot his wallet. There's always something that they're complaining about. If you know someone like that, every time you looked around, my hair ain't right. I'm not tall enough. I need to lose weight. I need to gain weight. It's something that they're always complaining about. I went to go get some shoes and I wanted some white shoes, but all they had are black shoes. Oh, I went over here and I went to this restaurant and I ordered a steak well done. I ordered medium well. And what they did was they messed up the steak and they gave me a chicken wings. There's always something that they're complaining about. If you know some people who are like that, I know your guys put ones. It's you realize something about them. The more they complain, the more stuff happens to them. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in their life. You ever notice that? The more they complain about what's going on, about what they did, what this woman did, and what this man did, and these women for the streets, these men ain't nothing but dogs. The more they complain, I told you all men cheat. I told you women they be cheating too. The more they complain about something, the more stuff seems to just happen to them. And you'll be looking like, dog, for real? Sometimes I just get quiet, like, what? My favorite line is, man, that's crazy. What? That took place? Oh boy, I can't believe it. Oh my God, that happened. Toxic life is lived by habitual complainers. Yeah, every time you look about they complain, they go to bed and it seems like they complain about the cat in the bed. They get up and then the rat done ran over their leg. They complain that the oatmeal was too stiff. They complain about, everything. And they complain that their mama wasn't there. They complain that their daddy wasn't there. They complain that they was on food stamps and they had to go to the store. And when they had to go to the store, they didn't want to be embarrassed, but they had to use the food stamps. And they had to use them little dollar food stamps to know what the thing. They complain about everything. There's nothing that they can't complain about. I used to complain all the time, and all it did was make me miserable. Now I enjoy every moment of the present, believing all that I could be okay. Yep, it's amazing. These people have the skill set. Let me say it right. They have a skill set of complaining. And what happens is their lives, as Fountain of Life Online said, becomes a habitual life of complaining. If you are in that place, let me recommend to you. If you are, let me say this because I need to poke the bear a little bit. If you are constantly online listening to content, I don't know, Fear. So I don't know if I can say this, big bro. I don't know if I can say this. I don't know if I can say this. This might stir some people up. This might stir some people up. I don't know. I'm waiting for Fear. So I'm gonna have to say it. If you are online, constantly listening to content that's complaining about women and their behavior, let me say this correctly. Let me say complaining, not informing you, but complaining about women's behavior, you're going to be in a cycle of attracting women that you're always going to complain about. Let me say that again, because I don't think they heard me.
Execute Order 66.
You can't make this up.
If you are online, constantly digesting content that's complaining about either sex, you're going to be in the cycle of attracting and dealing with what you constantly digest. If you constantly listen, and this, please understand, complaining is different from informing you. If you constantly listening to content that said, these women, they always got something bad to say about the opposite sex. These men, they don't want to commit. You constantly listen to content that's constantly complaining about the opposite sex. You will constantly attract what you've been digesting and what you've been complaining about. Y'all, man, I promise you, you may not be complaining, but what you digesting is getting into your ear gate, your eye gate. And most of all, your emotions get tied into it. And so what happens is, let me break it down for Fountain of Life. Shout out to you, brother. First time seeing you here. Let me break it down. Once your emotions get involved around the complaint, say about women, your internal guidance system begins to automatically look for, unconsciously, women who lines up on the complaints that you have been digesting. Let me say that again. It's like this. Say it another way. If you in the market for looking for a white car with gold rims, what's going to happen once you set your internal guidance system to the white car with gold rims? You will begin to go outside and see a white car with gold rims. If you set your internal guidance system on the complaints of women, you will constantly see what you've been focusing on. Y'all want that easy breezy game. Oh no, man. See how the numbers jump? Oh man, because some people get off. They mental masturbate off of complaining about the opposite sex. Let me say it another way, because I think I need to really say this. Some people get off. It turns them on complaining about the opposite sex or about their life, and they mentally get off on that, but they don't never interact with a real human being. They never really interact with a real human being because they're in the mental space of always mentally masturbating to complaining content. And it turns them on and verifies some things. Of, I thought that was so. You're right, man. But they never go out, and they may see that in the particular woman or man that they're dealing with. And it just say, oh, wow. Yeah, that is right. Not realizing that what you have been focusing on, you have attracted into your life. And what happens is you're living in a whole mental loop and don't even know it. So now when you interact with that person, she or he has to fulfill your complaints. She or he has to fulfill what you've been complaining about. Think about it. Let me say it another way, because I'm saying it multiple ways so you can get it. If you have an issue with women who wear weaves, guess what's going to happen when you get out there and you go to the mall? You are going to automatically focus on every woman that have weaves. And just going to have like, what? Wow, I didn't know. What? Oh my God, look at weave over there. Weave over there. There's a weave over there. Wait a minute, I just seen a weave rolling down the street. You'll see weaves everywhere, because when you focus on what you don't like and not what you want, you begin to attract that in your life. That's why thou shalt not complain, because what thou complain about is what's going to show up in thy life. Woo-wee. That's why it's dangerous between complaining and informing and action in real life. Let me say that again. There's a difference between complaining. There's a difference from informing. Let me say this. Let me say it this way, because you can really get it. It's a difference with complaining about female nature. because I need to say that, versus informing about female nature and then really dealing with the female. Most of the people who are complaining about females had a bad experience with females, so they complain about it, while they're missing the information on how to effectively deal with the opposite sex. It's amazing how people miss this. They miss this. That's why they're in the cycle of complaining. If you constantly complaining about something, you're gonna always find something wrong. You will always find something wrong with that woman. You always find something wrong with that man. If you want to come up, you can definitely come up. You're gonna always find something wrong. I watch it with people I know, people I don't know. I watch them, they complain about something. Oh, you know, the boss is after me. They don't like me here. They're trying to take me down. And sure enough, their words have become a self-fulfilled prophecy. And guess what happened? What they have said and entertained in their mind becomes part of their behind. That's why it's so important for you to be grateful, be thankful. But you watch it. If you take, they call it a mental fast or a mental diet, and look at all the information that you've been digesting, say in this past week, what percentage of it has been complaining? What percentage of it has been complaining? What percentage of it has been very informative? What percentage of it is actually true to life? Now, it can be informative, but it doesn't mean that it apply to you. So it's amazing. So this is the reason. This is the reason why it's so important. Got a whole bunch of stuff going outside my house. Okay. This is why it's so important. Thou should not complain. If you want your life to change, stop complaining and make it sound funny like Michael Jackson, make that change. But it's amazing. I watch men. Biggest thing is it bothers me. I don't know what anybody else. It bothers me with all these men complaining. I'm not saying the women shouldn't complain, but I'm just saying I've never seen so many community. Put a number 2 in the chat room. Now we talked about people, but how many of y'all know men who has a propensity to complain? Put a number 2 in the chat room while I check what's going on outside of my house. How many of y'all got people, men who you know who are complainers? I mean men. I ain't talking about women. I'm talking about men. How many of you got? No, put a 2 in the chat room if you know some men. I ain't talking about women. I ain't talking about children. I ain't talking about a cat. I ain't talking about a dog. I ain't even talking about a cow. I'm talking about a man. Number 2 that complains. I mean, he complains. The man in the mirror, right? And the man in the mirror, too. Now, it is a shame to hear men complaining. I know you sound like I'm being sexist, whatever. I don't care what you say. It's my show. It's my channel. I'm doing what I want. And I need to say what I need to say. But it is a blasted damn shame to hear men complaining. I know we got we got systems and things that are against us. I am not saying that. But what happens is if you don't open your eyes and see that you have options out of what you're complaining about, you're going to be constantly complaining. And let me give you a little secret to those men who are listening, who may not be listening. With all your complaining, it is a major turn off to women.
Execute Order 66.
It is a major turn off to a woman for a man to be constantly complaining. I know they told you they want a man with sensitivity. Ralph Trespass. And tell me how you're feeling, baby. I understand they told you, but it is a turnoff to a woman for a man to be constantly all day complaining about his job, complaining about his boots, complaining about his car, complaining about his truck, complaining about their kids, complaining. He's constantly complaining. It is a turn off. Complaining, massive turn off. Bro, oh my God, drive me insane to hear any man complaining. It is if you want, let me say, because I say it in many ways, I say it again. If you want the Nile River to dry up, if you want the Nile River to dry up in your life, be a man who's constantly complaining. I don't know what that was, but somebody did something. Let me say that I used to do it big time and didn't even realize it. Out here sounding like a damn fool. I just got home. I'm here. Let me say this again. If you want, what's going on, Wade? Good to see you. Let me say this again. If you want the Nile River near the Great Pyramids in Egypt to dry up, be a man who complains. Who complains about women? Who complains about dating? Who complains about what height they are? Who complains about that they don't have enough money? Who complains about the children? Who complains about this? If you want the Nile River to dry up, dry up. No water there. No clouds no clouds or mists coming down. Be a man who complains. The Nile River will dry the hell up for a fact. If you want the Nile River, that's what you guys missed it because somebody didn't told you this, didn't give you this information. If you want the river to dry up and you want to cross to the other side and get some fruits and berries and all that kind of stuff, be a man who complains. You will be stuck in you thought the friend zone was bad. Baby. Let me say that again. You men thought the friend zone was bad. You are not her friend. I'm going to tell you another word you are to her. Oh boy. Forgive me, preachers and prophets and teachers and apostles and pastors and bishops. But if you are a man who constantly complains, you're beyond the friend zone. Y'all thought the friend zone was bad. All she sees you as is a little she ain't nothing but a buttercup. I'll try to use the right word. Now, venting is not the same as complaining. Venting means I get it off my chest. Complaining is just hopeless sounding. Yeah. You are in the brother zone, bruh. Right. See, y'all sounding like a little. Thank you, Sandra. I'm used to a little. Y'all got it. If you are constantly, let me read this again. You want the Nile River to take you to different places and things like that. Start complaining. You're not in the friend zone anymore. She has automatically put you in a different zone. She has called her girlfriends and say, look at this text and look at what he did, what he said. Ooh, really? Oh, wow. He's always complaining. Guess what you did? You didn't turn into the brother zone. You a little biatch. Little, right. And let me say it another one. Let me say it some. You constantly complaining to your brothers. Woo. Sandra and I will never be friends. We only be lovers, only in my terms. Let me say it this way. If you constantly complaining to your brothers, to your male friends, men, guess what you become to them? Let me say that again. If you are constantly complaining to your male friends as a man, guess what you become? Bro, I ain't gonna believe this, bro. You ain't gonna believe this, man. This happened, man. Bro. Can somebody tell me what happened to a man that's constantly complaining to his male friends about what's going on in his life? He automatically opens up the door. Ted and put it out there. She's married, Unique. She's married. She's married. Sandra's married. Her husband, big brody dude. One of the worst things you can do is see that to a woman, but to a bruh, ooh, baby. Let me say that again. Oh boy, you don't know about her husband. I go, boy, yeah, but to a dude, telling you, to a man that's constantly complaining to his bros, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what really. Let me get this because thou should not complain. Why I'm saying this? If you constantly complaining to your bros, you already know what you are to the woman. You getting, but what happens when you constantly complaining to the men? This is what happens. Let me say this real. Let me leave the picture up there. When you constantly complaining to your brothers, your friends, or whatever the case may be, this is what happened. Your brothers begin to lose respect from you. And in the real world, you guys are something else. But in the real world, this is what happens. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. If we were in the wild and you were constantly complaining as a man in a group of other men, you become the weakest link and we're looking away. We're looking. Yeah, she's married, Unique. She got a whole husband. She got a husband. You become prey. Let me make sure I put this right word in there so you really get this. You become prey. When you're constantly complaining and whining and moaning and doing all of that, you become prey for the other men to take you out of here. They complain even more because nobody wants to. Let me say this again. You become prey when you are in the place of constantly complaining and whining and this ain't right. You become prey. And we're looking at a way in the wild on how we can get rid of you because now you become dead weight. You become prey. Imagine lions whining about the gazelle while Charlie has the best life hunting that. Facts. You become prey and you become liable to your women. Yup. You become prey. I brought it down to the level of the why, to the wow, but I want you to really get this. Even though we're talking about the wow in the jungle or something like that, but in the streets or in the boardroom, we're looking for a way. I'm giving some game now. Why thou shalt not complain. We're looking at a way how we can get you out the way. We're scheming. We're putting things together so that we can get rid of you because you have the propensity to complain and mess up our plan. So we're looking up a way on how we can take care of you. We're not going to get you what you're complaining about because you'll never be satisfied. But we're looking for a way how we can move you out of what's going on. And as Joe Blast put, we don't want to be around you. And if we don't want to be around you, that means you're in isolation. And if you're in isolation, you open yourself up to attacks. Not only attacks physically, but actually attacks mentally. Because you are unable to fend off or have someone to talk to about what's going on in your life. So it's imperative that you understand why complaining while you were complaining about what's going on and this like that, understand from the place of the wow. Those who complain, they do not eat the best in life. They do not enjoy the best out of life. They do not have the best women in life. We all drama free and we have big fish to fry. Yeah. When you complain, you look as if you have no idea how to find solution. No woman wants that in a man, right? And what happens is, oh, y'all gonna like this one. And that's why I don't got my face up there. You ain't gonna like this one. I don't care where you at in this world. I don't care how feminine a woman is. You better listen to what I'm saying. If a woman figures out that you are complaining about everything, the men may not eat you up, but she surely will devour you. If you're constantly complaining about everything is going wrong, you can't do this, ain't right, and this ain't right, what's going to happen is this. The women, I don't care. I know we can go to other countries, go to Brazil, Colombia, we can go to Thailand. The women will eat you up alive. It is human nature to get rid of anything that is weak. Let me say that again. You thought the men were the issue, but what's even more dangerous is the woman who's going to become your issue. It is the woman who's now going to become your issue now because she will eat you up. And first attack that she's going to, the first attack that she will go after is your ego. She will attack your manhood because you're in a constant cycle of complaining. Then she will go and devour you from the inside out and spit out your bones, spit you out. Russian girls will destroy you. Yeah. Women will ghost you and disappear. She will take your very soul and you sitting up here. You think you complaining now. You will really be complaining then. You thought men are just gonna cut to the chase and you out of here, but a woman's gonna slow cook you on a roaster and roast you so well, strip you of your ego, strip you of your sexual prowess, make you look like she didn't cut your balls off. Trust me, the weakness will drive. Woo! Because you're in the place of constant complaining. Oh, let me tell you something else she would do. Since y'all want some real game, she won't ghost you. She will use you and then leave you. Let me tell you something else. Not only will you, since you and y'all in the place of complaining, this is what else she'll do. She would make it that she's helping you out. It's not all women, but it's some women. She will make it that she's helping you out. All the while, someone is helping her out. Not financially, no. Maybe emotionally, but helping her out in the bedroom. She will be smiling. Oh, you okay, baby? All the time, she's already plotting for the new ping. She already may have it already. She would never talk about you with him, but her girlfriends, absolutely. She will show you simply message to the guy she is smashing, and they will be laughing at your expense, right? No one man will hear the BS about no other man wants to hear the BS about it, right? Ooh, how late am I? You late, man. Ooh, man, but you right on the time. So all this complaining that all these men are doing, and you complaining to women, and these things going on, and this going on with these women, you don't know you setting yourself up for this woman. She'll be listening for a moment. She'll hear you complain for a minute. All the while you think she's soothing you. I'm not saying all women, this is some. While she's soothing you, she's in the other room, and somebody else, in the words of the streets, is busting her out. Because now your complaining becomes an emotional baggage to her that she got to carry her own and carry yours because you keep complaining. And she's looking for a man to relieve her of her burdens. And one way that she can relieve her burdens, not saying this the right way, not saying all women do this, but one way she can relieve her burdens is because she can be intimate with a man and enjoy him who doesn't have the burdens or have the cares that you are complaining about. I knew a chick who did this while banging the neighbor, and everyone knew it, includes her boyfriend. So right, LJ. She will listen then. She will get tired of the weak conversation, then get turned off, find an alpha, not a beta or less guy, period. Plain and simple. I keep telling you, y'all thought this was surface stuff. You keep complaining to the woman. Keep complaining to you. You thought the men were going to do you a number, but that woman, baby, she will have you with your thumb in your mouth because you're complaining. Constantly complaining. Thou should not complain. Thou shalt have thy own. You constantly complaining about this, how this ain't working, how the job ain't doing this. This is not to say that a man doesn't need a place, like that Sandra said. There's a difference between venting and a difference between complaining. But if you're in a place of complaining, that woman's gonna listen. But guess who's gonna be in the other room?
Execute Order 66.
And don't you come on here crying you do that to me, LDA? I done gave you the script. You gonna be over there. Somebody else gonna be rocking her to sleep. All the while she's taking what you give financially, meals and whatever, while scrolling in her phone. Y'all better look at the game right there. While scrolling in her phone, she thinking about, oh yeah, he did what? Oh my God, really, Joe? Oh, really, Joe? Oh, really, Bitty Bob? Oh, okay. While men complaining, oh wait, the same man raised by a woman. You want a woman to have a drought? Complain to her. Right.
You can't make this up.
Keep complaining. She'll take, like Sandra said, she'll go to dinner with you and listen. All the while you complaining. Right. While you complaining and whining and this and that, and they did this, and they did this, and all the while she's like, She on Tinder and you didn't even know it. She's on Hinge and you didn't even know it. She's on Facebook dating, you didn't even know it. She on a dating app and she already matched it with somebody who ain't gonna complain, but who gonna give her that Chico stick. Because you keep complaining. All the while you complaining. What guys wonder why they have issues with women, and I'm giving you the answer right now. All the while you complaining and whining, and this ain't happened, what the girl did before, and this and that. You want to tell your story. All the while she on the dating apps, or she might be she has a backup plan, and all the while she's like, oh, Chico stick number 2 activate. Think it ain't so? I'm telling you how it is. Promise you. Women look to men for solutions, and here we come complaining. Dude, come on. Women complain about $8 jobs and getting paid for it. You right here. It's right here. Women look for men for solutions. Let me say this too. I mean, let me little clarity with that. Let me say this. Yeah, they look for men solutions, but sometimes they don't want your solutions. They want your ear. But you got to be careful when getting your ear that you don't turn into a complaint center. Exactly, Blackjack. I can't deal with people who complain with no solutions. Can't come to me at work with no solutions. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to handle that? Right. So all you men, and like Blackjack said, you better bring a good point. Who taught you how to complain like that? Who taught you to whine the way you've been whining? Where have you been socialized? Who said that you as a man supposed to be complaining like that? I tell my sons, ain't nobody come to save you but you. When you come to me, you better believe you better have an answer and a solution on how you're going to get out what you're going to get out of. So all you do to wonder why your game ain't working, why it ain't working over here in this United we call states, why it may not work outside of the states, because you constantly complaining. You're a complainer. Don't get mad at what they like to say when the rabbit has the gun. Don't get mad. Who taught you to complain? That's my first question. What are we going to do about it? Right. Y'all want to complain? Stay over here. Yep. Oh, right. This is it. I'm meditating on this. You better meditate on this. Some people, the reason why things ain't working out because as we was in church, I would say you got the spirit of complaining on you. Who taught you to complain like this? Men hearing other men complain is like nail across the chalkboard. Thank you, Blackjack. You can't make that up.
You can't make this up.
Who taught you? It ain't no fun when the rabbit has the gun. Sigma. They're copying what they hear women talk about, trying to be. Whoa. Right there.
You can't make this up.
Right there, Sandra. Right there. who taught you men to complain? I feel like Malcolm. Who taught you to complain like that? I love the way Malcolm X talked. But she said something key right here. These men are copying what they hear women talk about, trying to be relevant. Well, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right. I can't even get it out, but right there. This right here. These, if you notice on these social media streets, many of the arguing and the debating and the going back and forth, if you've been watching real debaters, you realize that a lot of men who are whining and complaining on these social media streets are only emulating what they seen their mama and their aunties and their grandmamas do. But I didn't say that. I did not say that. I didn't say that. Woo, boy, y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want this today. This is in the blood of exposing them, their feelings getting crushed on the spot. They might try to fight, right? Women complain, yet we do so find answers within. We talk aloud and think through it, right? That's why we get mad when all you offer is solutions. We want to find our own, right? That's very true. I was thinking it through. Your mama, you think about it. Just pay attention to what I'm about to say. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. If you were to take the voices of a lot of the men that are complaining online and switch into a woman's voice, could you tell the difference? Could you tell the difference? Could you tell the difference between, if you were to take the voices, just put a number 3 in the chat room. Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Put a 3 in the chat room. If you were to listen to all the men that are complaining online and you were to make their voices high, would it sound any difference from from what they're saying to what a woman is complaining about? Could you tell the difference? If you can switch their voices and make them go, could you tell the difference between all the men are complaining online about this and about that and this and this and that and this and that? Could you tell the difference? I said barely. You laughing? Yeah. Yes. The reason why I'm going so hard about this, women are long-winded. Men are hairliners even when they're complaining. It's sad. We can't accept healthy assistance. I think men state the problem. I think men state the problems, not complaining, right? That's why it's so important that we have conversations like that, the difference between venting and complaining. I think it's so important that we have healthy conversations about it. Yes, boys complain. Thank you. I love that.
You can't make this up.
But I want you to really get this. So let me flip it right here. Boy, I'm really out there now. I want you to really get this. Pay attention to what I'm about to say right here. A lot of men, all they know to do is complain because they never were given a skill set on how to properly express what's going on in their life. Let me say that again. A lot of men have not been given the proper skill set on how to properly express what's going on in their life, and their go-to is to complain because they've been socialized to be complaining like some of the people that they've seen in their lives. There has not been a door or an avenue or a place where men can say, hey, bro, I'm going through this. Where he's not judged, criticized, or put down. So I want you to think about that. So even though we're talking about complaining, about men complaining, about people complaining, about women complaining and things like that, we got to open up the door right here, because if I don't give a solution right here, there has to be a place where men, and I'm talking to the men first, where men can take off their Superman capes and where they can be healed, restored, and brought back and be the men that they were designed to be. Sometimes that's all they know to do is to complain, because no one's given them the skill set on how to do that. Let me say that. Let me say it again. Some men have been not given the skill set on how to process what's going on inside them, so all they know to do is complain. And so what happens is they have not been around men who have taught them on how to move forward. I'm telling you, we have a bunch of men, whether we want to talk about, I heard it just yesterday and it sort of startled me and hurt me. We have a lot of men who are deleting themselves because they don't have a place where they can really be who they are. You are no help to any woman in a place of constant complaining. I promise you. This is going to help somebody. How do we fix this? This is an important thing right here. I done gave a whole synopsis on complaining. Thou should not complain. You should have your own. Now we need to move forward. That's thank you right there. Almost maybe when we ride the music right there. The other side of the story is that men's voices have been shut down from different angles. So he doesn't know any other way but to complain like a butter cake. Salute to John the W, the Dean. Shoot, you can't call me right now. So I want you to really get this. This is right where Sigma said right here. Right what he said right here. The other side of the story is that men's voices have been shut down from different angles. So all he knows to do is to complain. Because he feels that if I complain, at least my voice will be heard. Thank you so much, Jonathan W. No complaint Friday. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. People who take your solutions and poop on them and then do what they want to do in the first place. I don't let that happen. I'd be damned if I waste my time. Right. We're here to offer solutions. But I'm glad you brought that up, Sigma. The other side of this, men also need a place where they can express themselves. The number today is 222. That's the number I just came across, 222. You want to complain about how you can have done in 5 minutes. It took you 10 minutes to do, right? The number today is 222. I think we did a great number on this particular subject. Zach, I live like a teacher at times. Thank you for the compliment, Black Jack. Salute. So I want you to get this. Number is 222. Do not complain. If you find yourself in the midst of complaining today, make sure you pull yourself right out of it. Let's see what this says, right? 222 is a message of hope. Represents a balance, harmony, life, choice, commitment, compromise, and trust. It's a sign you can build on your current situation to achieve your goals and more. You might see the angel number 222 when you have an important decision, conflict, or change in your life. Angel number 222 represents growth that is in the result of persistence, positivity, and balance. Confidence in yourself is key. Be aware that you are in control of your life and how you react to it. You can't make
this up.
222. Don't get mad, just pivot. I like that one right there. Right there. So angel number 222 today. Thou shalt not complain. Thou shalt have thy own. This is Lawrence D. Adams. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for everybody who are listening. Keep that pivot strong. Give support what we're doing here. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's like the music is just right on time. Thank you today. Have a great weekend. Keep that pivot strong. I like that. ODA, great class today. Have a great weekend all. Give the like, subscribe. Peace to Monday. Great weekend. Let's get some whatchamacallit in here. All right, we out of here. Peace. Stop complaining. We out of here.
Let no fool rock the music in every mouth.
Ooh, I love that. Right there, Unique. Right there.